Hello there, and welcome to the Call of Cinema for a very, very special unboxing. Because today, hey there, Griff, welcome, man. I'm unboxing for the very first time some Umbrella Entertainment releases, and I'm so excited about this. I'm actually just putting this up on my screen, so we're actually going to look at the Umbrella website afterwards because they did recently update their website. But I'm super stoked. I have 6 Umbrella releases, but 7 films. Hey there, Franco, welcome, man. Did I forget to tag you again? I'm sorry, man. I got 7 films altogether, 6 Umbrella releases. I do have some like that should be coming in the next month or so. But because Umbrella is situated in Australia, it takes a while for the releases to come. But I'm super stoked. I've got some really cool stuff. I got some horror. I got some different stuff, some weird stuff, some action stuff, some exploitation, and it's pretty cool. So you want to get started right into it right away? You want to do that? You want to? All right, let's do it. I could wait till a couple other people come in because apparently we started with 8 people. We've got 4 right now because some people have no manners. They're rude. That's the way they are. It's that type of thing. She's my better half is looking at me all like shocked that I said that. Hey, Matt, welcome. Ahoy. So we've got like 6 Umbrella Entertainment releases. If you're not familiar with Umbrella Entertainment, they're an amazing company that works out of Australia, and they put out a lot of really, really good stuff that I'm super excited about. So we'll go through each of the titles. If they have like reversible artwork, I'll show you if I can, because a couple of these, I'll be honest, I cannot show the artwork on certain things because, you know. But first up is Blackwater, and I really dig this right here. By the way, I'll be reviewing all these, and I'm actually excited with the Shaw Brothers announcement. So anything with like crocodiles in, man. You got the stone. I need to get the stone one. I really do. So as you can see, like some people don't like this. They do not like to see that like the rating thing on there. So you can turn it around without the rating on there. I just missed out on the sale, man. But I'm looking forward to checking out all of these. I got my shot yesterday, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch anything. I kind of passed out as soon as I got off work. But feature-wise on here, we got a auto commentary with Andrew Chuaki and David Nerlich. And, of course, that's the writers and producers and directors of the film. We got deleted scenes, making of Blackwater, and theatrical trailer. So super stoked with that. Hey there, Jose. Welcome. Welcome. Hope all is well with you, man. Stay around for the really cool odd stuff that I love. Speaking of cool odd stuff that I love, I know there's maybe a set coming out, but I'm super stoked to have this. See, my dad has kind of like the DVD set of these, but I've always wanted to have these, and I've only ever seen these at my dad's. So this is the double feature, a Fred F. Sears double feature. If you're like me, you're gonna love this type of stuff. So here, hey there, Chris. Welcome, man. Hope you got my message with the omnibuses this morning. So this has 2 films on here, The Giant Claw and The Werewolf. So both are really cool, like black and white films, are produced by Sam Katzman. If you're in Canada for a long time, you're going to see that the Sam Katzman, like there was a Sam Katzman box set that was only on DVD. So this is their first time on Blu-ray, and it's coming from Australia. So they beat Arrow. Yeah, but like they beat Arrow to the punch. And this is a good way. Hey there, Jason. Master Cast, to see if these are your films. These are actually your bag before you buy a very expensive box set. And honestly, this artwork's better. Now let's get into one of the things that they're really known for. I got to be careful with this one here especially, but they do. Hey there, Dungeon. Beyond genre. Hey there, Kelly. Beyond genre titles. So what they are is they have this special like slipcover, and they've got like unadulterated artwork on them. So let's dive into them for those that haven't seen them before. So this is Beyond Genre number 9. The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. Now this is a very different film by Peter Greenaway. There's actually a documentary on Peter Greenaway on here and on his films. So I'm going to try and show you the artwork on the inside. As you can see, there's no like Umbrella Entertainment or anything like that. Just like you've seen if you've had the Severin one, you'll notice that this one here basically just has on it the artwork. Now there's a picture on the back, but I can't show you it because it does have nudity on the back of there, and it is a pretty big spoiler for the film. What I can show you is the interior artwork, which does have, you can see a much younger Helen Mirren right there. And if you've never seen this film, it's fantastic. The fact that it has a documentary on the director too, because he does such different, unique films. And Matt, you're gonna love this one. I know you like it anyway. So cast-wise, you get Michael Gambon long before, of course, he was the second Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films. Helen Mirren, Alan Howard, Richard Bohringer, and just an incredible cast of actors. We've got Tim Roth in here as well. And but this is not the only Beyond Genres I got. No, they sent me 2 Beyond Genres, and I'm so excited to show you this one because I really wanted this one. The cool thing about Beyond Genres is, much like you saw with that artwork, they do some extremely cool artwork on these slipcovers. And yeah, so this is Slither. So I'm sure you've all seen and probably had like different versions of James Gunn's Slither in your collection at one time or another. We're all pretty much horror fans here, so it's kind of a given. But I really, really love this artwork. Like, I really fell in love with this artwork right away. As soon as they announced this, I knew I had to have this one. Oh, Master Chaos, just look at the Slither. Isn't this not the best Slithers as ever, like, art you've ever seen for it? Because we've seen the regular artwork, and we've seen the Scream artwork. This is cool. So, and this has features too. So we got audio commentary with James Gunn and Nathan Fillion, Slick Minds and Slimy Days of Slither making a featurette. Who is Bill Party? Slither visual effects progressions, bringing Slither's creatures to life. FX featurette. Slithery set tour with Nathan Fillion. The Gore Hound Grill, Brewing the Blood. The King of Cult, Lloyd Kaufman video documentary, video diary. Deleted and extended scenes. Gag reel. And let's look at the artwork on the inside. Hey there, Dagger. Welcome, man. You gotta love Michael Rooker. So here you can see the unadulterated artwork for Slither, and I absolutely adore this. This is gorgeous. And you can see the pretty much the original artwork on the back. I do have the soundtrack to Slither, actually. That's one of the soundtracks that I got a few years back. And for those that are wondering, well, what about that, like, that really famous picture? Well, there you go, right there. There's the other famous artwork for Slither. And it does have the grotesque artwork on the inside. And I utterly adore this. I really do. Slither is such a cool little film, and it deserves this type of presentation. A lot of the artwork that you'll see, sometimes it'll be generic and just kind of like, there's nothing generic about this artwork. And for me, it's brilliant. I love Slither. So I got 2 Ozploitation ones to show you as well. I'm going to make sure I get them in order. So one of my most watched documentaries, and I mentioned it on the channel a lot, is Not Quite Hollywood, which is an Ozploitation documentary. If you're ever going to dive into Ozploitation, this is where you start. And this is the brand new version of Not Quite Hollywood. I had an old DVD edition of this one. This one is a Blu-ray edition. There's, I think, like 50 minutes of brand new interviews with Quentin Tarantino on Ozploitation, and that is really cool. So this is the Not Quite Hollywood one. A lot of you guys know this artwork here. I'm going to try and show you some of the artwork on the inside. So you can see that it has over 9 hours of special features. So just let that sink in again. It has 9 hours of special features. Is there any nudity in the back? Okay, I can show that. Good. There is the other artwork right there, Not Quite Hollywood. We can see Barry McKenzie there. We can see, of course, Dame Edna. The artwork right here. And I'm going to try and show you the artwork here as best I can. Much like, see, good friend of the channel here, Heath from Serial at Midnight, also unboxed this. So we both know that we had to cover up some stuff. So as you can see right here is, sure, all right, we're good. The inside, the interior artwork. Exactly, man. The trailer disc. What's really good, get the Ausploitation trailer disc, and then once you start getting from Umbrella, dive into those Driving Delirium thing, because they're fantastic. Now, this one does come with a booklet as well. So this one has an exclusive collector's booklet that comes with this release. I got to make sure I can show it here. Okay, yeah, I'm good. So we can see the artwork on the front and on the back of it. It goes through the different ones like High Octane Disasters and Kung Fu Masters. And it goes through all the different stuff, like a page for Ockers and Knockers. And then it'll has an interview here with Mark Hartley, which is, again, fantastic stuff. I really, really like this release. This is, this is one time I'm 100% excited about, like, well, there's a few times that happens, but I'm very excited. This is my first Umbrella stuff, and that I got from Umbrella, so that'll be that's super stoked. Next up is a pretty cool one, and that is Wind Rider. So this is an upgrade from a previous release that I had. So Wind Rider is an Ausploitation classic. If you're a fan of Nicole Kidman started out as a child actor, and she eventually became like she is today, like she's an adult actress. Well, not an adult actress, but she acts in, in films. And I think this was the one where it caused a bit of a stir and controversy back in the day, because I think this was the first one where she actually had a nude scene, and where she'd been seen more as a child actress before. That was a big, big deal. Big, as my grandparents would say, a big kerfluffle. What's really cool is the artwork on this is not like the artwork on Not Quite Hollywood. It has alternate art, and it's really cool. So we get Wind Rider right here. And we get alternate artwork on the back as well. I got to get BMX Bandits, man. Which is, I think, super cool. And what's also really, really neat about this, and I'll take this out here. So here's the disc art, but on the inside, like, kind of remember those old school days when you get like a VHS and like an Anchor Bay VHS, and you take out the slip and there'd be like writing on the inside. So we got some, like, a write-up here from the director on some pictures from the film. I'll let you know the features on here too, by the way. I'll let you know the features on Not Quite Hollywood in a second. I forgot that, and I do apologize. And all the excitement. I love the way they got the artwork done on this. Did Stone have alternate artwork? I know they had like a CD, which is one of the reasons I wanted it. So all new Running Hot interview feature with director Vincent Monton and writer Everett DeRock. Other commentary with writer director moderated by Mark Hartley. Young Days music video, extended and uncut bedroom scene for all you Nicole Kidman fans. Windsurfing promo stills and promotional gallery, TV spots, theatrical trailer. And just to let you know what is on the Not Quite Hollywood release, we get over 9 hours of special features, an exclusive 16-page booklet, all new 1080p master of the feature film, all new more from Quentin Tarantino on Ausploitation, that runs about an hour long, idle commentary from Ausploitation Auteurs, deleted and extended scenes, lost interview, Chris Laffen, Word with Bob Ellis, Quentin Tarantino and Brian Trenchard Smith interview, MIF Ausploitation panel, I think that's the Melbourne International Film Festival. MIF red carpet footage, behind the scenes footage from the crew, UK interviewed with director Mark Hartley, the Bazura project segment, the monthly conversation, the business interview, extended Ausploitation trailer reel. John D. Lemon, Confessions of an R-Rated Filmmaker, Richard Franklin On-Set Interview, Terry Bork's Noon Sunday Roll, Inside Alvin Purple documentary, To Shoot a Mad Dog documentary, Exploitation Stills and Poster Gallery, NQH Production Gallery, NQH Pitch Promos, Original Theatrical Trailer. Wow. So a lot of stuff. And just so you know, this here is region free. It is a region free release. The others here, this one is region B. The others here are stated as being region B. But I often find that sometimes they say region B and they're actually region free, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I'll try them out on my player and see if they're actually if the region Bs are actually region frees. Because that does tend to happen. That does happen a lot when you get stuff from Australia and places like that. So there you go. This is my first 6 titles from Umbrella Entertainment, and I couldn't be happier. I love the way these look. Just look at that. Don't you not? Can you not want these Beyond Genre stuff? They're really good. So I will be watching them throughout the weekend, and I will be doing reviews for every single one of those films. Probably a special reviewed and ranked. Sometime next week, I'll be putting that up. So there you go. That's our start. What do you guys think? Yeah, like they're pretty inexpensive actually to pick up. Love BMX Bandits. I agree. I was so excited, man. I was nervous because I got like a message on my because I track it from Australia Post right to here in Canada, and so I got there, right, and it said okay, out for delivery. I'm like, oh, fantastic. And then like 10 minutes later, it said delivery address updated to new address. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't got any. I've got a new address, so I called my post office just to make sure everything was okay. Actually, I probably should have reached out before, but I finally did, and like fingers crossed, like everything goes out okay. I should be hopefully showing and reviewing next month an Umbrella 4K release. So there's a heads up. But it all depends on my post office. But yeah, has there been any announcements? Like now we can chat a bit, and we'll look at the Umbrella website as well, because there's some stuff that I want to pick up. Recently, I did a video. Yes, please drop a like. I appreciate that. I got one dislike, but you came in anyway, didn't you? But you came in anyway. Just a dislike, but you still came in. But yeah, no, this is my first thing that I've got from Umbrella. I'm excited to review all of these because like most of the films I know, but some there are going to be kind of newer to me or I haven't seen in a long time. I haven't seen The Giant Cloud of the Werewolf in years, so those are going to be like. And I've stopped from seeing Blackwater because I knew that this was eventually coming. This is a couple months in like getting these to come because there were some like issues with a border and all that type of stuff. But it worked itself out, and I'm super stoked. I'm super excited. I was going to make this video yesterday when I received them, but I got my needle yesterday, number 2. And I went back to work afterwards, and then I got off work and I passed out and I stayed asleep till I went to work today because I've been very groggy, hence the tea. Well, I have tea anyway, but I'm going back and forth just to let you guys know on the Halloween on whether I need to get the big edition or just rather grab just the regular 4Ks because it's a lot of money. Like $300 is a ton of money to spend on something like that, and for me that's over $400 because when the shipping's in there, when it's converted over to Canadian. Hey there, mid-level, what's up? Are are these. And dude, I gotta say, this Slither cover is the bomb, man. I absolutely love all these films. I'll probably watch Not Quite Hollywood more than anything else because I just love documentaries and I love that here. But still, I utterly adore this, man. They did a fantastic job at Slither. I have a video coming up in a while, near to the end of this month, with Mid-Level Media. So, putting that out there. But I go back. What do you guys think? Did you, after the excitement of the Halloween 4K stuff, like kind of died down a bit? You grabbed 78 via Amazon. I grabbed a couple more. See, that's what I'm thinking. Mid-level. So I know you're a 4K person too, like me. There's me. There's you. Films at home is a big in 4K. So, but they look so sexy, like they really do. Those vinyls, but I don't have a working record player right now. That's the killer part for me. Like I don't have a working record player. Like I could definitely buy a cheap record player, but I've held off on buying a record player just so you guys know because we're moving to Morocco. Oh, like they're definitely up in their game with the Beyond Genres, their exploitation ones. There's another one, Dungeon Studios, to look for. And if you ever get the chance to grab them, I recommend them. I actually like the films. There's this new kind of sub label that they do called Sunburnt Screens, and it has like really Australian films. Like Exploitation has Australian films, but like these are, I think Breaking Morant is the latest in the Sunburnt Screens, and that's a really, really good like sub label. We'll look into them actually in a little bit. But yeah, the Not Quite Hollywood's the first time I've seen one with a booklet, but it's actually kind of cool. You ever into a record player too? I got to. But the thing is, like right now, we're moving, and I don't want to get something where I'm just going to have to sell it because the voltage isn't going to be right. Yeah, they put out some really good stuff. There's a few that I definitely want. If you ever see any put on your list, grab them. Because, definitely ask for them. Because I think Breaking Morant is the one that I asked for. So fingers crossed that one comes. I forgot to do the share screen thing. All right, so this is definitely one I'm excited about. You can see Patrick 1978 and 2013. So we got Patrick and the remake of Patrick. Patrick is a seminal like horror film from Richard Franklin, who would go on to make movies like Road Games, and of course to come to America and make Psycho 2. And Richard Franklin he's passed on unfortunately now, but he was the Australian Alfred Hitchcock that was his what he was known for. And they're putting out both the original and the remake, and there's features on these too. Like this, they did like the Blob too, like a long time ago, like the original and the remake. And I love that. So let's check this out on July 7th. This is part of their exploitation one, so it'll have the blue exploitation cover, which I really like. Malcolm is the next summer. Oh, nice. So I like feature-wise. Just look at that, man. So commentary, Not Quite Hollywood interviews, those are going to be down there. A coffee break with Anthony I. Janae. Interviews, featurettes, trailer spots, and then the freaking remake gets its auto commentary and a bunch of other stuff. So I am going to guess that this is probably a 2-disc set. Yeah, number disc 2 for that. So that's actually cool. Of course, it was Mark Hartley that worked on the second one. I didn't grab anything from Aerosales this time around. I could not afford it. And after today, I collect omnibuses, guys. And this morning when I woke up, all the $150, $60, $70, $180 omnibuses that came out, they were down significantly. They're like $60 off each one of them. So that was incredible. This is the Sunbird screen ones I mentioned to you guys. So this is Breaker Moran with the great Edward Woodward, of course, from Equalizer, and probably most notable for the Wicker Man, the original Wicker Man, not the crappy other one that got made. That's good for a laugh. But again, you'll get here on these here, you'll get like a brand new audio commentary, a brand new feature-length documentary. These tend to have like feature-length documentaries on them. All these here, Edward Woodward audio interview with John Cook, another documentary, director's postscripts, and for like people like that maybe not got into the Australian stuff before, Breaker Moran's actually not a bad like starting place, not a bad jumping on point. There's a bit of the action stuff there. And from the US, order from Arrow UK and get a tax. I heard about that recently. Hey there, Jesse. Yo, man. There's, of course, the Vincent Price double feature, which looks pretty cool. The Tingler and the Mad Magician. I already have this one. Well, I have to have both of these, but and of course, with the big, like the new Western one that's out is a Proposition with Guy Pearce. Again, looks fantastic, but I haven't seen it. So if any of you guys know, see, when I used to buy from the UK, like even when I would come over from the UK to Canada, it was the opposite. There's a thing called a VAT, and it's the tax that where we get the money for the tax back once we. So basically, whenever I'd order anything from Amazon UK, it was actually lower than I initially thought it was, and then whenever I'd come back with movies from the UK, I'd show them my receipt, and then they'd take out the VAT at the just before I got on the plane, so I'd actually get money back. Oh, they have some amazing releases. Like we'll go through some of them here in a second. Let's view all the July releases, see if there's anything that we're missing out on. So as you can see, they're gone into the 4K as well, and this is an excellent movie. So it's nice to see this here. So it's Whiplash in 4K with Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. If you have not seen Whiplash, I highly recommend it because it is a brutally honest and rough film, but I love it. I'm not sure if that's their first 4K or not, but it's the first one that I've seen them do. And this is one I want. Now, this is one that I may order myself, actually. You Don't Know Me. And You Don't Know Me, for those that that don't know it, it's of course, Know Me is from Showgirls. So it's a documentary on Showgirls. When I first saw it there, I thought it was Showgirls 2 because there was like a Showgirls 2 that was made by one of the actresses, like from Showgirls. She had like a small role in Showgirls, and she made a movie where she's pretty much the star of it. What surprises me is they'll put stuff out. Like if you watch again, I'll put you with Serial Midnight when it comes to this. But the 6-shooter classics, he's had a lot of these shown on his channel. He does a lot of Western stuff. Combat Classics 2 are there. And of course, we got Wind Rider. That's the DVD edition. So for those that collect DVDs, and they do like a ton of like stuff. Like we're just going to their movies, for instance, and we'll just pick a genre. We'll go with horror because I know you guys are all horror fans here. Talk about a noir film from the 1950s as a post-apocalyptic twist. That is called Kiss Me Deadly, Jesse Diaz, and that is out and available from Criterion. And the sale's going on right now, the 50% off sale. So you definitely want to check it out. It stars Ralph Meeker. That's how you know it's the right one. And Cloris Leachman, actually, a young Cloris Leachman, rest in peace, is at the beginning of the film. The best way I can say it is Repo Man took a lot from Kiss Me Deadly, especially one thing in particular. Nightmares. So I'm actually in Nightmares in a long time. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I did not know that was on Blue, but oh yeah, your job interview. My fingers are crossed for you, man. If this is the right job for you, man, you will get it. Got Criterion's in the mail from Barnes & Noble in a flimsy mailer and a cracked cases. Oh. That sucks. You think that's because the new company that took over Barnes & Noble, Matt, that's changed that a lot? See, like there's the addition of Suspiria here. They have some classic stuff like El Cid. Do you want to look at the Beyond Genre stuff? Because that's one that I get super stoked about. Now, when they initially came out, they all had that like those black slipcovers, like I showed you. But some of the early ones that are still available in print, like one always had the slipcover with them. Only the newer ones will, because they started up the Beyond Genre ones. They stopped doing for a while, and they started them up again. Now, as you can see, I'm sure a lot of you guys already have it, but I'm probably going to grab this from them since the Canadian one's definitely out of print. This is Psycho Goreman, and I do love the artwork for their Psycho Goreman. And now I'm getting by the volume stuff. So those numbers, you put a number on something for me, and I got to get it. There's a features on there, audio commentaries, interview with the director, Inside the Creature Shop, Psycho Goreman Miniature Magic, Cortex, The Conversation, PG versus Pandora Filming. The Master Ward. Yeah, I think the Master Ward. Initially, that's one that I had on my list to grab. The Master Ward was such a good film. Psycho Goreman's a blast, Jesse. If you go in kind of blind with it, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely like a throwback to an earlier like horror period. But just look at the gorgeousness of some of these covers compared to what we get here in North America. Well, look at Dagon. Like, just like sink in that for a second. You definitely need Psycho. An underrated H.P. Lovecraft film by Stuart Gordon. And this is the best cover I've ever seen it have. This is the most H.P. Lovecraftian cover this film has gotten. See, I want that right along with Slither. I do. Yeah, I know. There's a few. Spirit of the Air sold out. Unfortunately, One I Wanted, Bad by Bubba sold out as well. I don't have this one yet, and I do definitely want this one. And you can see now that it will tell you right out of the gate. Like some places, when you'll go in, you got to guess if you're going to get a slipcover or you're going to get like a booklet. One of the neat things is they'll let you know. So this one here now comes without slipcase or reversible artwork. So initially this one had reversible artwork. This is the standard edition, but you'll still get the kick-ass art that's on the front of it. But just know that going in, like look at each one to see, because if you go on Amazon, sometimes you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if you're going to get slipcover. You're going to get like a standard edition. But this is a good way to find out. Of course, they did like some really kick-ass Bride Reanimator, integral cuts, includes the integral cut. Amazon Australia just started shipping to New Zealand. That they just started shipping there? I think because, well, although the stories are public domain, the movies aren't. Because if they were, I really think that United gives approval for the new contract. Then I will agree with you on the road. I will check the new contract. Because there's a movie. What's it called? God, it has Jeffrey Combs in it. Of course, all of them do. But it's a come on, guys, help me out here. It's an anthology film. Necronomicon. That's the name. Necronomicon. I should have knew that right out of the gate. But there's a H.P. Lovecraft film called Necronomicon. I've only ever seen it like come on like DVD and with just French DVD. That's one of the ones I want. When people ask me something that I want to see on Blu-ray that's not come out on Blu-ray yet. By the way, there's a really good Piswell video last night. Piswell video with where he talks with a guy and they go back and forth on like movies that they want to see come out on Blu-ray. I got to see a little bit of it, but I was like still under the weather at the time, so I didn't get to see much. So if Piz is here, I apologize, man. I passed it while watching your stuff, and that's the best compliment. That means it kept me awake for a bit. But he did a really good job, and I would definitely recommend you check it out. So let's look at the exploitation before we go on to the other stuff. And we'll be looking at some other stuff on here as well. Ask questions. As you can see, we got Nightmares here, which somebody said they just recently picked up. Again, I love these exploitation like classics slips. Special features. We gotta be careful. Almost nudity, but not quite. Killer Party needs a Blu-ray. Yes, 100%. Good news, your dates are here. Bad news, they're dead. New Not Quite Hollywood extended interviews with director Jean Delamond and actress Nina Landis. Audio commentary, deleted scenes. Oh man, I want this so bad. Some of these features here actually show up, like Confession of an R-rated Filmmaker. That shows up on the brand new Not Quite Hollywood Blu-ray. So also worth checking out. There's the one Stone that you guys mentioned. It's now comes with a, or I think it still does. It came with a CD, I think. Or is the CD one sold out? The CD one sold out. Okay, damn, I missed out on CD one. But again, a bunch of features on here. Stone's actually pretty cool, like kind of a biker action-y film. The Adventures of Barry McKenzie. I want that. I know. I know. I'm a child. I want The Adventures of Barry McKenzie. I'm just putting it out there. And you see like these double features like Day of the Panther, Strike the Panther, Howling 3. Again, look at the friggin' artwork. Sorry, guys. Pardon my French. Why don't we get artwork like that? I'm not sure who their artist is that does this stuff, but he's twisted in all the right ways that I like. Funeral Home, yes, 100%, man. House by the Lake, Killer Party Uncut. Pin, like not by William Freight, but I love the movie Pin. That desperately needs a Blu-ray release. If you've never seen the movie Pin, it's a great Canadian exploitation film. Very unnerving, and just a really cool, creepy little film that I used to watch a lot back in the day. Pin for the win. Thank you, Thirsty Fly. Oh, Man from Hong Kong. My dad has this one, and I showed it when I was at my dad's. But for those that don't know what they did with the Man from Hong Kong release, this is nuts. Like in the best possible way. So aside from having kick-ass like Brian Trenchard Smith film, I'd love to get Brian Trenchard Smith on the channel. I really would. So there's an audio commentary. There's Man from Hong Kong, featurettes, trailers, all that type of stuff. Then we come down here, and what freaking like blows my mind is, I want to see if they mentioned it all on here. You get an extra movie, Death Cheaters, on here with an audio commentary, by the way, which is fantastic, right? But it doesn't stop there, because you get another extra movie, Stunt Rock, again with another audio commentary from Brian Trenchard Smith. And that is super cool. But then you also get another movie, Kung Fu Killers. Then you get another movie, Danger Freaks, with the theatrical trailer. And then you get another movie, The Stuntman. So not only do you get Man from Hong Kong, but you get 5 extra freaking movies with that release. See, I don't mind. I know you're, Jesse, you're ragging on those like Halloweens. I don't mind the Halloween. I don't mind them. I kind of wish they'd think outside the box a bit with some of the art. But then again, there may be other countries that see, like, they'll look at this and say, "Oh, why can't we get like Scream Factory artwork?" Maybe, but like, Pin is bloody brilliant. What they have on here, by the way, on Blu-ray, which I really super want, and I'm just going to put this out there right now. It's an action film. Don't laugh. And I wish this had this is the best release it's got right now, is The Punisher, the Dolph Lundgren Punisher film. Yeah, I'm a geek. I like that stuff. So Umbrella put out The Punisher on Blu-ray. And that may not be something to many people, but it means a lot to this guy. I saw this in theater when I was younger. So let's look at some of their horror stuff as we chat. And feel free to talk about anything you want. We can, we're not limited to anything here. You guys can chat about anything that you want. You have their Stern edition of Day of the Dead is here. Let's see what they have on their edition of that. Dark Age. Oh, I got to get Dark Age. This is such a good movie, guys. I really, really like Dark Age. And it's a work print. You got some of their stuff, man, don't you? That would be freaking awesome. Because I don't think my edition has a work print. Yeah, it was. It was like a big deal back in the day. Like, people make fun of it now because, it wasn't as I guess, as punnerish as the other films that came out. But I enjoyed it. The Blob, it's pretty much the same like cover as we've seen elsewhere. Then they have the unique covers. And these like double features that are actually fairly cheap. 13 Ghosts, you can get both of them. Razorbacks were really freaking good. Like, I'm gonna definitely agree with you on that one. I desperately need to raise back my collection. I used to have it on VHS a long time ago, and I pretty much like wore the tape. See their version. Look at their again. Look at their artwork for Night of the Creeps. That's what blows my mind. Creepshow, Death Warmed Up. I like their cover for that one. It's Louis Gossett Jr. Hey there, Kubrick. Welcome, man. Silver Bullet. Again, so much better than the cover that we got from Scream Factory. The Reanimator covers. I wish that was in print. That's gorgeous. Orca was shot here close to Nova Scotia. Devil's Backbone. Again, another fantastic film. I won't go through everything. I just look at some different stuff here. I like these double features, like Night of Fear, Inn of the Damned. Ausploitation Classic again. Like some super cool stuff. Body Melt. Yeah, I really kind of dig that art right there, because we all know where this is going. For anybody that hasn't seen Body Melt, it's a bit of a blast. I saw it back in the day when we didn't even get it here. We got a screener, and I bought the screener for it from this place that was closing out. Loved Body Melt. What's Karloff Collection? The Invisible Man Returns. What the heck is that one there? Blood Vessel. I like the cover. You guys are super quiet. I think we can agree that, like, we're all getting Alone in the Dark, right? Like, nobody's not getting Alone in the Dark. Art of the Dead. Have I seen Art of the Dead? I don't think I have. This is one I want. This is one I saw on his channel. You're gonna see Black Widow? I hope it's good. I hope after all this time, like, and them taking so long to get like Black Widow out there. You record that Razorback off TV when you were a kid. I recorded a lot of movies off TV back when I was a kid before I was able to get them. Hey Antoine, welcome, man. Hopefully you're off work soon, or hopefully your work day is going painless. You got to get Alone in the Dark. Like, you can't just watch it. You can't just watch it, man. You got to get it. It's Jack Shoulder's best work, like hands down. Donald Pleasance, Martin Landau, Jack Palance, Dwight Schultz. And it's not a slasher, so please don't think Alone in the Dark's a slasher film. It's not. It's like this odd kind of character thriller, but not in a boring way. It's not a boring one. And once it gets going, it really gets going. I saw a few days back, like I heard mention that the Master Cast was on videos for Wet Movie 1. I'm like, I kind of remember that. So I went, Dungeons, dude, great minds think alike. So I went on there. I'm like, damn, there he is. That's a young Jose, like 7 years ago. Cut is one I really enjoyed. So this is a slasher film. I'm a huge slasher fan. A strange slasher film with Molly Ringwald in this one, Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue. Sarah Kance, Jessica Napier. This was this was one of the newer ones they put out. The 4K restoration. This was like 2 years ago too. Shipping's okay. I always say, Warlock, when you're buying from Umbrella, like, do it like either do it with somebody else, like do like a group ship thing. Like, I know you do that a lot. He seems like a really nice guy. Though he looked really. I was on one video with him, but it was like later after he'd been on the video for a bit, and he seemed kind of tired at the time. But like, because I think you do better when you get more when it comes for them. Like, getting one title, I don't think it's just worth it just for one title, Warlock. Like, a group by getting like 5 or 6 titles, that type of thing. Yes, because they have the percentage off. And you'll notice the more you get, the more the percentage off helps you out. So I always recommend, especially if you're buying from away, whether it's Australia or the UK or something like that, it's often, you don't want to just get one title. You want to get a couple. You definitely want to get at least a couple titles. I would say like around 4. So save up if you're shopping from away. Look, buying one title can often be really, really expensive. But buying when you get like 4 or 5 titles, it often evens out and gets to be really a lot cheaper in the long run. I so love this Howling collection. Is that part four on it? Oh, 3, 4, 5. So I love part four. I know a lot of people don't, but part four is like for those that read read the Howling books. Uh, then part four, like not part one, but part four is the closest to the Howling books that you're going to get. Can't get you. Oh yeah, I do remember that song. Rick, now it's in my head, which is okay. But part four is as close to the books as you'll get. Whether that's good or bad depends on you, whether you like the Howling books. But part four is as close as you get to the books. Freak Show's part 6. Freak Show's the one with with is it Bruce Abbott? I think is the vampire because like werewolf versus vampire. Because the way that it works is like part 3 is of course is the one with that the second one by Philip Mora, who did The Beast Within, and of course did Howling 2. He's just as a werewolf. Part 4 has Michael T. Weiss from The Pretender and from Days of Our Lives from back in the day. He played Mike Horton. And that's close to the book as you'll get. Part 5 is done in a castle, and they lost the werewolf, like it was stolen or whatever. They lost the werewolf like suit, so literally all he had was a hand, was a hand, right? So I'm not joking. Like so, it's a mystery, so you don't know who the werewolf is, and I love these mystery stuff. You know, I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. So I love part 5. Oh yeah, Kylie Minogue, like she was a big soap opera star back in the day. Home and Away, I think it was Home and Away that she was in, which I used to watch. So you know, because we got a lot of that stuff. Did you get that over in Toronto? Because we got some of that here actually. Paris. Do you want special edition of Paris? That's got such bad like artwork. It's such bad. I'll get it eventually. Next of Kin, of course, that's the original artwork for Next of Kin. Oh yeah, and part 6 is the one with the werewolves versus the vampires, the Freak Show. Another good artwork for the guy. You can just do art better over there. It's underrated, man. I don't know if it's underrated anymore because I think a lot of people like it now. But back in the day, it was. You did another soap star too. She did. I can't remember his name though. Cannibal Apocalypse, which I guess here is Cannibal Ferox, right? If it's the right one I'm thinking about. That's again. It's better artwork. What the hell? I want some of these releases just for the damn artwork. Jason Donovan. Sounds familiar. It's true, but like there's some great editions out of like where everyone anyway, so that's pretty good. I like the Devil's Reject one. Otis, man, he's huge. I like Anchor Bay put it out actually I think. John Claude Van Damme revealed an affair with Cod Nogan instead of Street Fighter. Lucky bastard. Just, just putting it out there. Astro Zombies. You want to get some classic Ted V. Michaels? Probably some of the best Ted V. Michaels stuff. Oh, it is so over the top. Road Games. I do have this release from actually from Umbrella, which is fantastic. We see some Jess Franco. I can't pass by Jess Franco. So there's She Killed in Ecstasy, guys. There's some Solid Miranda, some quality Jess Franco release. Getting some extra cool points for having a Jess Franco release. Beyond the Darkness. So some of these, have been coming from Severin as well. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Does that have the right aspect ratio? I think so, yeah. So perfect. Sent here by the devil to do the devil's work. And then we got the Blob and Son of the Blob. So you can get the really good Blob movie, and then you can get that other one, which is a what's the best word for it? It is an it's an experiment in improvisation. The indicator release of Road Games, according to my good friend Jamie, is the definitive edition of Road Games. I do not have it. I wish I did. But if you got it, congratulations, Matt. That's an excellent release and a fantastic film. It's one that I truly, truly like. Do we have the sunburnt ones? Did we get the wrong? Ellie and Abby. I kind of want to say that. So sunburnt screens. This one I was wishing would have got, but I didn't pick up yet. Was We Are the Never Never. Yep, Son of the Blob is Larry Hagman's version. Actually, it's weird, Dungeon, because basically what happened is a guy that knew Larry Hagman had the rights to the Blob, like to do a sequel to the Blob, and it was like he got Larry Hagman to do it, to direct it, and Larry Hagman put a bunch of his friends in there, like they really went off script and kind of did their own thing. It was really the case of like a bunch of people that truly loved just making movies, making a movie together. So at off times it seems kind of incomprehensible, but that's why, because they're just having a blast. And it's a fun film. Yeah, We Are the Never Never is an excellent film, which I would definitely love to check out again. It's been ages since I've seen this one here. Sunday Too Far Away as well. They put out Dingo, and I think the first one was Peter Weir's Last Wave. It was the first one for Sunburnt Films. My better half is going to have to slap you, Kubrick, because you're talking about one of her favorite films. Just so you know that. Yep, the I Dreamed, but also the J.R. Larry Hagman. Wait. So not just the I Dream Genie, but the J.R. I guess more known for J.R. from the Dallas series, what I grew up with. I would love to get this one updated because I got the Criterion DVD. This one, Dingo Miles. I think so. Yeah. Like I find with Peter Weir, you either like him or you don't, or you end up kind of growing into him. I love Peter Weir's work. So like I love Picnic at Hanging Rock, for instance. But I don't think I did the first time I saw it. I'll go to Dingo for you just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure you're correct, man. There you go. So yeah, Miles Davis, Colin Frills, just incredible stuff. That one should have had a soundtrack. I guess there's probably rights, but we'll love to see the soundtrack for that one. You've redeemed yourself, Jason the Argonauts. Yeah, it's got Gary Graham. It's got about everybody in that one. Who shot JR? Everyone knows. Yeah. Do you want me to? I guess I can spill the beans, William. It was Sue Ellen's sister, Kristen, and made it seem like, hey there, John, welcome. Made it seem like Sue Ellen did it because she was in a drunken haze at the time. She stole Sue Ellen's gun out of her purse and went and shot JR. And the next year, the whole thing was who was dead in the swimming pool, and who was dead? It was Kristen. Excellent video, man. I will watch them. I will review them on here. I'll let you know ahead of time before I do, and I'll unbox them on here too. I'll do an unboxing. I'm a huge Dallas fan, so I got every season, including like the movies, the TV films that were done afterwards, and the one that was done like in the middle of the seasons when it was like at its height of popularity, Dallas, the early years. So, I, yeah, I know. I'm a bit of a geek. So with that type of stuff, it's hard to say what I'm most excited about checking out. To be honest with you, with out of this lot, guys, because there's so much good stuff here. Like, let me come back on camera for a second. Oh, I am on camera. I was unaware. Going to work. Big congratulations, man. Hey there, River. Welcome. Working on a big Italian film. Let me know how it turns out. I also love Italian film. Like, I grew up in an area where we didn't have like a lot of like of the big cinema at the time, right? So like if we drove up like around 3 hours, we could get to the big theater. But like around like 45 minutes away from where I lived, there was like this smaller theater, and it didn't show like a lot of the new stuff. We got like a few things like ET and Conan and stuff, but most of the stuff that we got uh, was stuff like we got the early Jackie Chan stuff. We got a bunch of like the Jallos, a lot of Dario Argento stuff. And it was kind of neat because when we go to the theater, they'd often they'd get a bunch of posters. So I remember going in to see Profondo Deep Red, and we went in and we got the poster. Is the Curse of Michael Myers coming to 4K? Not from Scream Factory, as far as I know, Ragnar. There were rights issues getting the movies in the first place. It seems like Scream Factory and Anchor Bay are kind of like aligned together. That's where we're getting the first 5 of these. But I'm pretty sure Part 6 is owned by Lionsgate. So it was very iffy that we got it already. So maybe Lionsgate might put out a 4K down the road. I'm not quite sure who owns Parts 7 and 8. I do apologize. Or who owns the Rob Zombie ones. But yeah, but that's the reason why you're not seeing more. Because trust me, if Scream Factory could put out all of those Halloween films and get all of our money with the new 4K box set, they would 100% do it. So if they're putting it 1 to 5, it's because 1 to 5 is what they can get, and they don't think they're going to be able to get anything past 1 to 5. You have some fascinating people that you work with, man. Nikolai Braille. Did I pronounce that right? I'm horrible, by the way, at pronunciation, so I do apologize at a time. But yeah, so part 1 to 5, I don't think we're going to get anything past that unless it comes out by the own company on 4K. And my favorite remake. But it's rough. I mean, because I don't know how good. Like, I haven't worked a lot with. Well, I do, and that's not true. I've gotten some, stuff from Alliance through Mill Creek, but it'll be interesting to see if they actually put it out. If any other companies, we may see if these sell well, we may see other companies follow suit that own the rights to other Halloween films, put out 4K editions. Because I was for a while there, like I'd gotten right into 4K, and I was kind of nervous because I thought 4K releases aren't being made so much. There's DVDs, there's Blu-ray editions, but it seems like nowadays, like everywhere you turn, every time you turn around, there's another 4K release being announced. So it seems like we've gotten to the point right now, and it could be the same way it was with PlayStation 3, for instance. With the gaming, with gamers coming up to date. Star Trek, yeah, exactly. The first 4 Star Treks are coming out on 4K for the very first time, Warlock. I noticed that there today. River, you picked up 1, 4, and 5. Good choices, actually. It would have been nice, River, if they would have had part 6 as well, because you get the full Curse of Thorn trilogy. The Last Action Hero, not yet. I'll keep an eye out. If does anybody know if it's in 4K? Yeah, it really does seem. Doesn't seem like a whim that 4K is just becoming like is really starting to take hold right now. People are starting to buy it. You're seeing more people talk about it. I'm sure like Films at Home's channel must have really taken off. Middle of the Media too. Like he shows a lot of stuff on his channel when it comes to that. That's what I should be doing. I should be jumping on the 4K band. I did kind of jump on it, but I don't talk about it too much. But when I initially started talking about 4K about a year and a half ago, a lot of people would like push back at me. Your Frenchman's Garden, that's supposed to be a fantastic film, John. Let me know what you think of it. I didn't get it yet. I'm going to get the standard edition. I know my dad's got it because my dad's a huge Paul Naschy fan. I am too, but I just couldn't afford it. But it says apparently it's Naschy's favorite. I'm seeing 70s cult cinema series on film and theater. Warriors was fantastic. Shaft, Enter the Dragon, Taxi Driver on your birthday. Nice. Taxi Driver's got a 4K coming out too, doesn't it? Oh, well, I understand why you're not. Yeah, Kubrick, you're saving to travel, and so it makes sense for you not to like put in the extra money that's going to take for like for 4K. But I say eventually you will be. If Criterion ever has 4K, you're going there, man. Criterion Great Love is cool. Definitely a cool little Naschy film. It's right up in the new Roy Morgan, The Kindred. Synapse. I can always count on Synapse. Like for their, I have never seen a Synapse one that really, I'm like, oh man, that Synapse one didn't work out right. I recommend a Norwegian film to everybody on here. English title is Pinchcliffe Grand Prix. I'll check it out, man. Well, the thing is, you're already set. You got 4K movies, no 4K player yet. Are you going to get a player, or do you game? Are you getting a system? Part 1 and 2 go together like one long film. Both are must-owns. Actually, part 3 also. You just want to get some. Maybe what's nice, you give it the 4K to a friend, but be sure first like that you're not going to be like upgrading down the road. And you're like, oh man, I wish I had that in 4K now. I have not yet got a chance to watch Six String Samurai. I'm behind on my watching, and there's certain things like the Umbrellas are taking precedent right now. Last movie we watched was Mail Order Murder. We had a blast. I'll do a review of that one down the road. From the Vinegar Syndrome partner labels, from Saturn Core, the first Saturn Core release. It was a blast. Yeah, we're seeing like everyone but Criterion. What the hell, Criterion? Beastmaster, yeah, it does. Beastmaster looks fantastic in 4K. My eyes are 50 years old too, though. So there you go, right? Because that's the thing. And for me, like people always ask me, like, well, an old movie look good in 4K? Yes, 100% yes. Those are the ones that look best in 4K. A movie that's shot on a 4K like camera, it's already shot in a 4K camera. There's only so much like as of an upgrade as you're going to see. But a movie with the film elements that the original camera negative basically, and that could be upgraded into 4K. That's where you really start to see the difference. Sometimes it can be jarringly fantastic. And unlike some early Blu-ray releases, they don't normally. There's been a couple cases where they have, but they don't normally like over brighten it or DNR it. So, but there has been a couple waxy releases, so you gotta watch out for those. I still don't have Django. I gotta get Django. I love that film. I loaned it out to one of my friends, actually the DVD copy of it, and I let him keep it because he liked the film a lot. I have not seen the Gremlins 4K. Do I have it? Crap, if it does. It's about getting the right ones. I think that's what it is. Even like Umbrella, they're doing Whiplash in 4K. So it's going to be the first. I think it's the first Umbrella 4K. So if I get that one, I'll definitely be reviewing that one on the channel, guys. Like, they're taking their time, Keurig, and there's just like, come on, like, come on, you. And it's not like Criterion doesn't have the library. Can you imagine the beautiful Criterion films in 4K? Like, they put out so many films that are just gorgeous, like pieces of art. Kurosawa box set, the first 4K set to do. There you go. That's what I want. Kurosawa on 4K. Oh, that would be expensive. Hey there, Amy. Welcome, man. I got to get you on the channel sometime soon, by the way. New York Ripper is an amazing. It is utterly stunning. Like, there's a video online, and even that doesn't do it justice. But there's a video online. It takes about 30 minutes of footage from New York Ripper, from the Blu-ray to the 4K, and it is stunning. Like, utterly stunning. How gorgeous New York Ripper looks. If you haven't got it yet, Video Manon, I also recommend House by the Cemetery, which I think looks fantastic as well. And in all honesty, anything that Blue Underground has put out on 4K has been gorgeous. Daughters of Darkness is the one that I want to get next. Because Daughters of Darkness, such a good film. That one had like the 4K with the CD on it in it as well. And you guys know me, I love CD soundtracks. Some people, CD soundtrack won't move the needle on them at all. But for me, like, I will, like, the CD soundtrack inclusion will often like make me grab the releases. But it's the same with everything, Razor. Like, 4K is like, some of them are going to be pretty expensive as they start out. And as we get in, as it becomes more the norm, as people buy them more, but I'll put to you, like, they'll go down. Like, everything does go down. But it is, in my opinion, when it's done right, that when 4K is done right, when it's just across the board amazing, then there's nothing like it, because it's not just the picture, it's the sound as well. And that's one of the reasons I kind of want the Halloweens, because they're new 221 remasters. And not only is it Dolby Vision, and Dolby Vision, by the way, hell of a way to go when it comes to doing your 4K releases, but it's got a Dolby Atmos track. And anybody that has 4K will tell you right now that Dolby Atmos is just an amazing way to listen to the sound. Like, I need to upgrade my system. I'm waiting till I get to Morocco, but I want to upgrade to a Dolby Atmos surround sound system, because I've heard it, and it's stunning. It is utterly stunning. Because as good as picture is with 4K, for me, it's the sound. The sound really makes the difference. And there's times, and I just got like an old Sonos, right? But the system's done up so, like, you can hear like the reverberations, and you can hear from different like speakers that I got, and it gives a theater type feel to it. I really like that. Actually, that's the opposite, Kubrick. No. One, not all superhero films are the same, so you can't say that. But for a foreign or a classic Hollywood film, hey there, Logan, welcome, man. Seriously? Are you saying a movie like Gone with the Wind or Citizen Kane or one of those films won't do well with a 4K with amazing sound, with those sweeping scores from those old films, from those older films, when they had like real orchestras like doing the soundtracks, and you'd hear like the kind of the booming, or like an old Western with the, when they're riding across the plains with the horses and shooting, and there's music and swirling up, and you got stuff like the spaghetti Western stuff. No, man, that's where you see it. Not like, yes, your superhero film will look okay. But it's in the films, it's in the smaller films, in the Hollywood films, in the independent films, in the foreign releases. That's where you see the 4K. That's where it becomes like important. Do I have the correct TV? Not yet, William. Right now, I've only got a 55-inch TV here, which is not bad, but I definitely need a better TV. No. That's what, it doesn't depend on. This is one place that it's not. Most of the time, I'll say, yes, subjective. Not here. Yeah. Anything that can be released, like that has the original camera negatives, should be released and done well on 4K, because that's a way to preserve its theatrical release. Might depend on what you define as doing well will be. Digital can release some Blu-ray disc. There we go. Film resolution is almost how hard. Yeah, like that's the thing. But film resolution is not like the be all end all of 4K. Like people like kind of get like stuck on that. Well, what is the TV big enough like to really see it? Am I really seeing as much as I can with the 4K release? It's not just about the picture. The picture, like, great. The picture is fantastic, especially when you get like a lot of the documentaries and stuff like that. Hey, let's get physical. Welcome, man. But it's the sound too, and sound is key, in my opinion, when it comes to music. See, let's see about. We'll wait till you actually see some good 4K releases, Kubrick, on a nice screen. Then one side. But it's an interesting debate anyway. Yeah, a lot of CGI in Hollywood films only rendered in 2D, 2K, but some of them get an 8K nowadays, actually. Oh, like sound is imperative. You can't hear it. Like, like what is, what good is there if you can't hear it? Oh, Logan, the stuff that I showed for people that just came in, I'll do it here first and really quickly. From Umbrella, received the Giant Claw, the werewolf. Super stoked with this. Blackwater, which I'm going to watch. The Cook, the Thief, his wife, and her lover. And the one that I really like showing off because it looks gorgeous, Slither. Their Beyond Genre Resistance Slither is just amazing. That is incredible. Oh, the 5.1. I remember that, actually. Not quite Hollywood, with the brand new 50 extra minutes of Quentin Tarantino, and a booklet too, and Wind Rider with an extended bedroom sequence. Actually, Not Quite Hollywood was over 9 hours of features on it. Blue Underground are the king. They're the kings. They are the kings right now. It's my first lot of review copies that I got, so I'm excited about it. I'm super stoked about them. Did you get any recently? HDR makes a big difference. 4K. That's the cover. It is like. And like to see it, like, I'm sure if you were here when I showed it first, but like just outside the box, like look at that. Why don't we get art like that here? That is freaking fantastic. What's my favorite decade for horror? Logan's going to disagree with me. I know Logan's is the 70s. But for me, it is 100% the 1980s. But then again, I'm an 80s kid. I grew up in the 80s. Oh, that's right, though, man. Back in the day. Back when we had time. But yeah, they. I don't know which one to watch first. I got to get through the Not Quite Hollywood. There's like 9 hours of features on it, so that's going to take a while. So that one's probably going to be on like on a Saturday or a Sunday, because I want to just kind of like devote time to that. Yeah, you're like me. Hey man, this is I wish I did work with film, but eventually. Um, but right now I work a day job, and this is my night job, and it takes up so much of my time. I had to eat a lot of rice and beans, like a lot of spaghetti too. I had a lot of spaghetti and Hunt's spaghetti sauce. There you go. Point in saying is I got the best of the '80s and the '90s, but the '80s get your vote for horror. Nice. Did you actually like the cartoon? I'll get around to it. I got a lot of stuff to watch before that. Like I know there's one or two of them that I'm not going to be big on because like they're okay. Like do I plan on getting the demon? I would like to get the Demons 4K. It depends on when it comes out and if I got the money at the time. I'm trying recently, guys, uh, to lower like what I get because when I move to Morocco, it's going to be harder to get books and like stuff in English. So the second half this year, I really have been focusing a lot on getting my Vinegar Syndrome stuff and some of the big stuff that comes out, and some of the Umbrella releases, but some Mill Creek stuff, and probably some Severin as well. But I'm getting a lot of omnibuses where they have their big the thick comic book, and I kind of I'm trying to get a lot of those. I'll get a big library of those because when I go over to Morocco, a lot of reading some of the best stories. We don't know yet. We're hoping for early next year, which means I'm going to be working here until at least next year. Which means I'm working. Oh God, I'm working here during Christmas. Oh no. But yeah, it'll be okay. The guys that I work with are really nice. It's just I'm burnt out right now. Rumor has a Scream Factory's Blu-raying Dr. Giggles in October. That'd be a cool release. I was actually surprised that never got. I guess it came at the wrong time, but Dr. Giggles was so much fun. You get the girl from Pretty Little Liars and Charmed, is in it, and rest in peace. Dr. Giggles himself. He was, of course, I guess big for L.A. Law back in the day, and of course he played Durant in Darkman. But I actually like Dr. Giggles. Japan's on my bucket list as well. Japan, Italy, Larry Drake. Thank you. I totally forgot the name, Jay, as you could tell because you said it. We want to go there. We want to go to New York eventually too. We love the area. Love my better half. She went to University of New York, and she lived in I think it was Upper Manhattan, unless big townhouse apartment building place. I know that she got on the elevator once, and David Bowie was there with him on actually, and she couldn't speak because she's a huge David Bowie fan. But I would love to go to New York. I've never been to New York. I've got a bucket list of places that I want to go. My biggest was London. I want to go to London, and I checked that off, and I want to go back as much as I possibly can. I love London. I got to London, and the day that I got there, I was like, you get to some place this does live up to the hype, and I felt like London was it felt like home. Double Lee Kennedy. Yeah, I noticed that. A major release tomorrow. Definitely release of the year. Do you think it's going to be the Shaw Brothers release? It's going to be the Shaw Brothers box set? Because I think that'll be an awesome release. I don't know. If Flip Otaku was here, he would definitely call it release of the year. Iceman's is but I'm not quite sure if that'd be my release of the year, to be honest with you. But I do like Shaw Brothers stuff. But for people that really are into the Shaw Brothers stuff, it's going to be the release of the year for them. Because they said it's going to be pretty pricey. But they said there's a lot of stuff on it. My better half, she's going to be all over this, I think, because that's her type. She loves that type of stuff. when I watched when I got the review copy for Dynasty, the 3D like kung fu film, like there was no, not even, it wasn't even like a, oh, if I had to wonder, no, she wanted to watch that one with me right away. Oh, I just heard something. I was like, what the hell is that? But isn't the B grade stuff kind of the best stuff though? Like, and when you really think about AMA, like, would you want some of the, do you want like the bigger, like the fancier stuff, or do you want, like for me, I'd be more excited for the B grade stuff because that's the type of stuff we're gonna have fun with. Actually, sneaking up behind me because it's all my 4K talk. Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. I'm excited for that. I am. That is one. Like I'm not gonna lie, I love that film. I liked it ever since the beginning. Warlock, did you besmirch JB Hi-Fi? I got to see. Two Porter for, oh yeah, understandable. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. You know what I'm glad about? Tomorrow's Friday. That's what I am glad about. And what does that mean? Well, next week we start the Cult of Jallo on my Patreon channel. So check that out. I was going to start it this week, but I haven't been feeling well from the shot. Well, I've been feeling okay. I've just been a little bit overtired. Pauly Shore, an uncredited cameo from Brink Stevens, just like one of my favorites, Slumber Party Massacre. 26 movies? That's insane. Oh, my better half will love that. She'll love and hate it all at the same time. And of course, isn't Morgan Fairchild in that as well? In Phantom of the Mall, is she like the mayor or something? I'm pretty sure Morgan Fairchild's in Phantom. I love Morgan Fairchild. My wife, Morgan Fairchild. So they're putting out a new. Well, yeah, no, I had my second like yesterday. So they're putting out a new, like I guess a remake of Slumber Party Massacre, and I saw the poster. It looks pretty cool. I'll kind of bring it up. It looks kind of baller actually. It actually has a very Slumber Party Massacre feel to it. So that blew my mind, man. So there it is right there. There's the poster for the new Slumber Party Massacre. So what I love, and I think Jay follows me on Facebook too, so he'll know this already. So there's the poster for the new film. I'm actually very excited. I love the use the classic font for Massacre. It really does have the feel. It looks like we're looking at a new picture for the old film. Actually, I dug the banana splits. That'll be okay then. And people were like upset at the time, and I'm sure Jay saw this online. They're like, because it was like, I can't believe they're putting a Summer Party Massacre, but now it's going to be all super woke. Like Summer Party Massacre is going to be super woke now. Summer Party Massacre, the original film, was probably one of the most woke films you ever saw. Didn't even realize it. It was directed by a woman. It was written by feminist writer Rita Mae Brown. And just so you know, as the Slumber Party Massacre movies go, parts 2 and part 3, they get even more woke. So you was fooled. Was that Larry guy from Saturday Night Live? He was actually. All four. What's the fourth one? Was there a fourth one? I'm trying to remember a fourth one. It's under another name, wasn't it? Because number 3 was like soup, like 110%. Like out of all of them, this was the most, like, this definitely the strongest one. But this, even like Summer Party Massacre itself, like this poster here, like people got upset about it. So, well, no, this movie's getting. See, I hate the word woke, by the way. So I just want to slap people when they say it. But this is less quote unquote woke than the original poster. Because let's look at the original poster for Slumber Party Massacre. Let's dive into it. Bloody hell! That's not what I did, but all I want to see was a picture. I hate when I do that. So initially, I can't see very good there. Oh, here we go. The drill was placed right over here. So yeah, so you knew exactly what the drill was representing in Summer Party Massacre. It was only later on that it was shifted a little bit here. Oh, it's not the it's not them that are complaining. Bunch of guys that are complaining. Bunch of guys with way too much time on their hands. And in all honesty, when I see that online, I'm like, you've never watched these films. You just want to get mad. That's the thing. That's the thing. You never watch the films, actually. You just want to be angry online, which is okay. Be angry online if you want to. Spent $0 on Severance sale. I'll wait until I'm gifted Amazon gift cards. Ooh, nice idea, you know. Blood Games is fantastic. I love Blood Games, man. I love the Summer Party Massacre films. Like I thought they were a blast. I like the Sorority House Massacre ones too, and especially Hard to Die, man. Orville Ketchum. Gotta love Orville Ketchum. If you've never seen those films, like watch especially you can, yeah, watch the first one's more serious, but Sorority Party Massacre like 2, which takes scenes from Summer Party Massacre, by the way, and then part 3 is called Hard to Die, not even called Sorority Party Massacre at all. Uses the same cast. And you get Orville Ketchum. This guy, he's like this big, like, oafish dude, right? And and like, he's not a killer. Like they all think he's a killer, and they're hitting him and shooting him and stabbing him, and so yeah, I love it. I really do. I love those films. And he ends up the girl at the end of it. Hey there, Dennis. Welcome, man. Arrow shots, that would be 300. Holy crap. I don't know if I can afford that. 26 movies, so I can see why. I mean, like, okay, if they've remastered 26 films, Mastercast has a hookup. See, he's on vacation from online, but lucky to have him come in here for 1 year, a full year. Master Chaos Jose went live on his channel every single day, no matter what, no matter how he was feeling, no matter what was going on in the world. Every single day he went live, and I have major respect for that because I know what it's like to have to go live. And during October, around 2 years ago, I did the live month of horror for Halloween, and I would go to work, and then I would come back, and I would, right after work I would go live every night, and it was like I'd be up till late at night, and like it would not go live every day, but he did a video every single day. And that is insanely fantastic. A video every single day for a full year. Definitely have Troy Horvath back on again. See, have me on when you're having on one of those like those not for something, not a one-on-one interview, but sometime when you're doing like a panel type of discussion. Get me in when it comes to one of those Giallo things, because it's kind of my genre. It's one of the things that I do. It's one of the genres I know. Just putting it out there. Just saying. Mine and Troy's list pretty similar. Guess what? That is easy to do, AME, because you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. Like the sequels, like the first Sorority Pride and Massacre, it's kind of its own beast. But the other Sorority Pride and Massacre films, oh yeah, they're just taking scenes from Summer Pride and Massacre left and right. Like they're making up like a total new like origin for the killer from like the killer from part one Sorority Party Massacre. You can forget him. Sorority Massacre. You can forget him. He's not in the sequels. Then they start taking stuff from Summer Party Massacre. I would love to see them all. No, Summer Party Massacre we got Blu-rays already, but I would love to see Sorority House Massacre like set. I would buy the hell out of that. Like people are excited, but Shaw Brothers, I would be excited. See, I'm weird, but Sorority House Massacre would excite me. That would excite me. Give me like a Night Eyes box set with the Andrew Stevens Night Eyes collection or the Body Chemistry collection. Oh man, I'm all over that. That's my jam. That's what I'm about. That's the stuff I grew up kind of loving. So I really grew up like obviously I'm older. I saw them at the right age that I was supposed to see them. But yeah, Night Eyes made me want to be a night security man. I'll tell you that much right now. It made me want to do security. Oh, Animal Instincts 1 and 2. Yeah, you're right. That had Animal Instincts did not have Maxwell Caulfield, I think, in the original. Like, or am I thinking of a different one? Was Animal Instincts the one where he was a cop and he watched his wife with other women, and there was like a bit of like a blackmail storyline out there going on? Yes. Okay, great. So I remember my stuff like this. Also, another genre I know a lot of guys, the kind of the late 90s, early 2000s. What would you call it? What would you call the genre? Erotic thriller, maybe? I watched a ton of those. Shannon Tweed is from my province. It was in my blood. I'm from Newfoundland, as is Shannon Tweed, who was probably the queen of those type of films. Her and the other Shannon Worry. Remember Shannon Worry? So I like Maxwell Caulfield. I love the movie Sundown, but I got to say that didn't get the best cover. It wasn't my favorite cover that they've done. Like there was a better cover for Sundown. It's okay. I mean, it's not. It's I couldn't draw a better cover. I'll tell you that much right now. Nines are good for Rod. They were like there was like a whole ton of them. Monica Parent, she did a few definitely of those. I got one from downstairs. One of them has Eric Stroud in it actually. Possessed by the Night, Inner Sanctum 1 and 2. We're going to do a video on this one of these days, guys. We are definitely doing a video on this. Seven the Drive and Julian's nice. Electric Boogaloo. Machete Maiden's a great one. Bad Bye Bubba from Umbrella. Do great work. I'm dropping all over the place. Hold on a second. I cannot drop my new releases. They're like just jumping out of my hands. If you don't yet have it, Slither. Fantastic artwork. Same with the Beyond Genre releases are just insanely great. No, I did like the Sex Monster. It's more of a comedy though. But that was a fun little film. Makeflix are having another stream event on Saturday. Are they really? Yeah, well, he is. He plays a good bad guy. This was aside from Grease too. Majority of his roles have bad guys. Even like on the Colbys was the Dynasty spinoff series. Yes, but dude, so But again, let me make my point. The artwork is so gorgeous. Why can't Scream Factory do stuff like that? I think it's pretty much the same, aside from the artwork, Ricky, to be honest with you. But I'm just so in love with the artwork. That's the thing. Don't mention the ending, by the way, just for some people that haven't seen it. But I know what you mean. It is a bit of a rough watch, man, at the end, but it is a good film. Or from the Severance sale, $400. Wow. And for the Arrow set, $200. Now I'm ordering Halloween box for $299. Oh, man. I go back and forth, Video Man, on whether I can do it or not. We'll see. I'll see how things go. I've got a couple of Patreon videos to make in the next few days, and I'm going to make some more live here, and I'm going to try to do, I'm not sure if I'm going to I'm trying to do a live video every Friday on Patreon, and I want to do the Call Giallo as well, but I want to start the Call Giallo next week. And I'm thinking we'll start with a primer. Hey, Josephine, welcome. And then we'll go into like films. I'm not sure I'm going to double feature them. We'll see. And we'll start with films, then we'll go to the directors and actors and that type of thing. I think the Makeflix event. I got to remember that one. You want me to use like the bigger cases? Onto the Bonejack movie release. I would love to get some stuff from Makeflix. Actually, I was watching the documentary, the one that I got recently, and it's and the guy J.R. Bookwalter was on there. Being Child of Hades, have I seen American Horror Story? And I did actually. I was very excited about it. I liked it, but I expected it to go more slashery. I actually think that Fear Street, 1994, did a better job of like doing the kind of the slasher thing than American Horror Story 84 did. I'm actually very much looking forward to the next Fear Street movie, which that was fantastic. I watched Dr. Woodfield's review. It was great. I watched Cinema Snob's review. It sucked ass. Just being honest. Because he's honest, right? Just being honest. Sorry, Cinema Snob. Yeah, you didn't get it. You didn't get the movie right. I would... Actually, I'll be honest, I don't know anything about Pig. So I haven't even seen like any trailer or anything for it yet. Oh, what picture? So for people that do YouTube a lot on here, especially here in North America, like one of the ways that we support ourselves is through Patreon. And I got a Patreon on my site. It's usually like linked in all my videos. And for as low as like a $1 a month, whatever you want to do, you get access to everything. So I don't tier it. So like some people say, you get access to like, you can see this much, and then at $5 you see this much, and at $10 you get all this. But right now for my Patreon, what I do is for watching the live videos, for coming in live, and they're like, live private streams. You get a link to them. Then, you just come in, and we're called the Crimson Cult, and we do like a bunch of stuff. So stuff that I can't talk about here, for instance, Video Man. Like I can talk more about, like, say, Jess Franco releases, or I can talk a little bit more about Giallo releases, because some things get a little bit, you can't, because one, I get demonetized all the time anyway. That's one of the things that we struggle with, the thing, the algorithm. So Patreon's been kind of like my kind of like our safe haven for where we can talk about everything. Hopefully that helps you out. And let me just see, I'll show you. Do I have it still here? So that is my Patreon link right there. Like some people have Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Some people have like the YouTube like memberships. But whenever you get like that, if you've ever gotten movie money from like YouTube or anything, then you realize that they take a large percentage of it. Oh, nice. I will. I am super stoked, man. Thank you so much. I am streaming on Facebook right now. Good luck, by the way, on your trip over, like filming Italy. If I don't talk to you before then, have an amazing time there, and let me know how that goes. I will be super excited to hear about that. I can promise you I won't sell it. I'll keep it in my collection. Because my library is less what it is. It's literally a library. And with that being said, I'll had an hour and 45 minutes, which is the length of a good size exploitation film. I have a bunch of things that I have to watch, and I'll be starting that tomorrow because tonight I have to do some do a bit of like shopping for the kitty cats and a little bit for me, a little bit of healthy foods. So I am Aaron. This has been the Cult of Cinema. You guys totally really rock, and I will see you next time, because here in the Cult of Cinema, there is always one more movie.